Hello, I'm doing the International Council of Women. To start off, we have the International Council of Women, ICW. Women had to face numerous struggles to achieve equality during the 19th century. Various organizations were established to promote women's rights and push for equality across the globe. Members, some of them listed below, but many had come from 9 countries and which equivalent to 50 representatives. First, we have Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton, which were creators. We have Lady Aberdeen, also known as Isabel Marie Marchbanks, who is the president. And then we have Carrie Chapman Catt. She wrote many works of the organization, and I'll talk about her a little bit. Okay, for the creation. In Europe in 1882, started with a trip to Europe that Susan B. Anthony took and she discussed with Elizabeth Cady Stanton that an international women's organization should be a thing. With that, they put in fruition, and in Washington, D.C. of March 25th, 1888, was the first meeting of the ICW. Okay, so some struggles/controversy. We have Lady of the Night, which is just like some members who are advocating for prostitution. The way they did so was by saying that women were led to prostitution. According to Louis Otto, explained that the lack of earning drives women into the arms of prostitution. Then we have loveless marriages. Members believe that because of the lack of resources, women are not allowed to enter into marriages that they desire to be in. Elizabeth Cady Stanton in 1861 called marriage that did not have equality was basically, she said, legalized prostitution. For legality, members believed that legal rights were favoring men, especially when it came to sexual assault accusations. Loyalty. Some people believe that having friend relations, and if you're a member of the ICW, with a country that your country was at war with, was considered disloyal, according to some people. Voice. Though there were many of them in the organization, the struggle to get their voice out was hard for them. To put their foot through the door, any of that, it was just very difficult for them to, but they kept on attempting and kept their motivation going, and eventually they were able to succeed in some aspects. So for ICW had many different organizations. Many of them were called National Council of Women, and then insert their country. The main ones was France, Canada, United States, and the book they had Ukraine, but that is obviously Ukraine, and then Norway. Another important one was Women International League for Peace and Freedom. So at the start of ICW, was more focused on like North America and Europe to be part of the organizations. They didn't really go past that until later on to like into the Middle East, Asia, or Africa. Okay, for goals. We have human rights was one of their goals. They wanted it for all people. They wanted equal rights for women and men, and to have equal representation when it comes to that. They were very adamant of peace negotiations, especially the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom, which worked against weaponry and men going to war and stuff like that. And later on, they really advocated against nuclear weapons. Um, and then they were big on enfranchisement. Okay, so tactics they use. Literature was a big one. Some members took to journalism or poetry to convey what women were going through and to get the message to movements across to like get communities together. And specifically, two journalists, which were from France, were advocating for political and social equality. This then led them to jail. This happened so often for women in organizations like this. They would end up in jail a lot of the time. Um, they also had marches and petitions and a lot of other stuff to try to get more people um, in line with them and to get uh, their to get closer to equality for what they believe equality was. Okay, so relevance. Yeah, for international, it shows how much during the 19th century internationalism was becoming prominent, that the uh, reliance of other nations was important for trade, culture, but especially movements. This definitely shows that movements were a big part of internationalism, that they did bring a lot of people together, especially women. Diplomacy, it shows diplomacy, the number of organizations within it, the members, the planning that took place, the methods, and the understanding that make change through political, lawful, and social forms. So to conclude, we can see various factors contribute to the success of the International Council of Women. The organization played a crucial role in uniting women across the world, sharing ideas from different women's organizations, expanding knowledge, legalities to create more equality. The efforts of leaders such as Stan, Anthony, Kat, and Aberdeen, many others were instrumental in bringing positive change. Through their work, we can gain a deeper understanding of different beliefs, demographics, and ethnicities, which can ultimately lead to greater equality in various areas of the world. Yeah, bye.